Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Fud's playing World End Economica. I was about to leave a living room and walk into a hallway leading to the other rooms. And then, something happened. Well, I was assuming something happened. It's going to be dull if it didn't. And thus, when I heard a voice call out to me, I totally thought it was a hallucination. There aren't enough flowers. When I turned round, I saw Hagana putting a vase on the table and arranging the flowers. Oh, lilies. Sort of fits her image, I suppose, but the meaning doesn't really fit this story, I don't think. The stark contrast between the white lily-like flowers and the pitch-black Hagana in juxtaposition was remarkable. However, next to it were some poor flowers flattened by someone stepping on them. I guess that's what she meant. So what? Get some for me. I was pretty much silent as I walked reflectively towards Hagana. If the following words hadn't popped out of her mouth, I would have probably walked right up to her and turned that graceful face of hers into tomato paste. Please. I think it's the first real close-up we've had of Hagana's face, actually. She definitely does have a sort of princessly beauty to her. My feet stomped instantly, and ended up staring steadily at Hagana. She returned my stare in the same manner and said, "I asked you to help." So, I should go do it as soon as possible, huh? I couldn't figure out what to say or how to say it. I had confidence in my thought processes, but when interacting with these women, I got a strong message that my head isn't quite screwed on right. I had given my word, and Hagana had, at least in appearance, asked me to do something. Having gotten nothing, not even a thanks in return, I replied bitterly. What kind of flower is it? Staring with emotionless eyes and saying that it's obvious what flowers he was looking for, Hagana pointed a slender finger at a vase. I don't know where these grow. Me neither. Thinking, what? I thought my eyebrows was about to jab Hagana in the chin, but Hagana's expression remained unchanged. But aren't you as nimble as a monkey? It should be more logical for you to search than me. Run! Why'd I have to follow orders? I even have to allow myself to be called a monkey. I wanted to yell at her, but Hagana paid no attention to me, spun her head around and looked at the vase again. Lisa grew these flowers. It wouldn't be a problem if they were less than 7. At that moment, my anger evaporated instantly. Her profile looked so pitiful. However, I quickly corrected my thinking with myself. It was just a show mimicking people with a dual X chromosome. As long as you were born a pretty woman, no matter how rotten you were inside, you still looked like a beauty standing next to some flowers. Well, as long as it was a real problem, I could just go and get some. Even when my refutations were unrelenting, I ended up running off dejectedly to find some flowers. Of course, search around blindly would be something an idiotic earth dog would do. I took my computer out of my backpack, booted up, and took a picture of a flower in its camera. I then used an image search on the net and determined what type of flower it was. Furthermore, since doing something bizarre like growing stuff like flowers on a moon could only be due to curiosity, I entered a flower's name and the name of the area around here. Having done that, I found a picture uploaded by some bored and or curious person of a flower nearby, and, hooray, I located the whereabouts. Oddly, this post had something which also could do with church. Oh, look. Isn't this just a cliff above us? A flower aficionado who lived there by post proudly proclaimed that he had taught Lisa how to grow flowers. There was surely a garden on the cliff that I'd seen when I left the place early today, and I certainly had a feeling I saw a peak of blooming flowers too. I turned towards Hagana, who was a bit of a clean-up, and occasionally stuck glances at me, and rotated the display towards her. I guess they're blooming on the cliff all above us. I see. Only 2 flowers, don't mess up. It didn't seem like she'd ever even had an ounce of inclination to retrieve the flowers herself. Having lost the will to get angry, I closed the computer and got up from the floor. I hopped up the 2nd floor, then onwards to the 3rd floor. I stuck something in the annoying auto-locking door to keep it open, and went outside. From the lights on the door, I could tell it was almost time for evening mode to kick in. The other appeared in its usual location and showed me its faint blue figure. That's a pretty garden. I discovered a garden which had a great view and looked like it would be quite a nice place in which to hang out. After looking around, I found the lilies growing in a flower bed, just like in the photo. When I approached it, 5 flowers fluttered in the light breeze. Since they were so fresh, young and full of life, I paused, wondering if I should really uproot them. Though I could not see any traces of 7 flowers having got rooted before, there was no mistake the flowers Lisa had were originally picked from here. I pulled up 2, shook the dirt off them, and carried them back down. When I got back, the living room had returned to normal, and Nakano was sitting at his table. She looked at the 2 lilies in my hand and frowned. What? You said 2, didn't you? The roots are still attached. Huh? I took a deep breath and responded slowly. Well, you didn't say you didn't want the roots. I thought she'd just ignore that, but she stared at me for a bit and nodded in agreement. Disappointed, I handed her 2 lilies. Hagana then grabbed a pair of scissors from the cupboard and started cutting the flowers into the sink. Her firm movements gave me the impression she was quite experienced at this. Unfortunately, it was an appearance only. She was cutting them straight across the stem. You don't know how? I asked her quickly. How to what? Here, let me see. Why? She folded her brows in surprise, but as I approached her and stretched them out my hand, she handed me the scissors and the flowers. For this situation, she cut diagonal to a stem. It basically lets the stem absorb water a lot more easily. You have more surface area, you get more water into it. Don't like flowers myself, but I like my family does. It didn't apply to everything, but it's a basic rule of thumb I've learned at home. I cut with 2 stems at an angle, and Hagana, who had been staring at my hand, looked up at me. Is that true? Probably. I said that with a shrug. Hagana showed a bit more rare emotion in my response than mine. A slight wrinkle appeared on her forehead, and she lowered her chin. Oh. It appeared like Hagana wasn't good with these types of things. Perhaps as a reaction to being stepped on all the time, he started flaunting my knowledge. So I take it you don't know you're not supposed to store vegetables lying on the side. Vegetables? Their freshness will depend on whether you lay them on the side or stand them up. Hagana had a slightly startled face, as if she was saying, "That's impossible." She stared at me. She then brought her lips back together quickly. Hey, looks like she was kind of angry. My heart sang of joy. Looks like she thought I was making fun of her. That's a lie, right? Why did you test it out? I immediately returned with a retort. My dad once said that just as humans would weaken if put in a different environment, vegetables would also weaken if placed in a different orientation from where they were growing. And therefore there's a difference in how they're kept. It looked like she was just glaring at me, but eventually she turned around and looked at the flowers, speaking in almost quiet whisper. I'll keep that in mind. I thought exhibiting oddly good behaviour. But then a second line came out. Since I'll verify it someday. Well, still thinking cute doesn't really describe this woman. I do feel like this was the first time we were able to have a real conversation. Hagana retrieved the flowers from me without word, and still without a word, placed them in a vase. That behaviour made me sense a bit of humanity from her, and I wonder if I didn't really have to view her at such a prejudiced view. If anything, flower lover Lisa had raised these flowers, she'd have been distraught if she came back to find some flowers missing. Hagana's consideration for Lisa in wanting to replenish the number of flowers, well, I'd have to say that it was girly. I thought it would be really nice if some humanity could be directed towards me, but, of course, I couldn't say that aloud. Actually, I felt defeated at this point when I thought about chasing these thoughts out of my head. I ended up holding myself in my room as renting out, spending my time searching for money spinners. I felt kind of depressed, but rather than wasting my time and money roaming Red Valley aimlessly, I think I might as well do some spend some time doing things relating to making some bucks. Even the ever-changing world of economy news headlines were full of things that would determine movements in markets tomorrow. If my rivals throughout the world were going to read these articles to plan for tomorrow's trades, then ignoring the news would have given me a handicap. To win the battle, I must do everything possible. Driven by something like obsession, I poured through the news stories, but were limited by concentration and patience. I could concentrate on actual training hours in the end, but I'd gradually lose focus when doing this sort of manual labour akin to warm-up exercises. However, I managed to look through everything. By that time, I started feeling a dull pain in the back of my eyes, and the light outside my window did indicate it was evening already. Amongst the investors of the world, anecdotes abound about people who started investigating when they were 5 years old and never missed a day of reading the top 10 economy newspapers for decades. Suddenly, I asked myself whether or not I'd be spending my days in such a way that I'd be able to fight with them, even on an even footing. Right now, results had accompanied my trading. My seed money had grown. Recently, however, slump days have neither gains nor losses, like yesterday had ridden. I broke even during actual trading. I then incurred losses from the trading fees. Furthermore, my necessary living expenses added to those losses. It would be a lie to say I wasn't uneasy. I was well aware that if there were days I was incurring losses or did not perform that well, then I'd be inclined to needlessly feel depressed about it, especially on the evening or a day when markets closed at the end of a week. For those kids who actually went to school, but have club activities or play around for that day, the advent of a new week, just like the previous, brought a sense of stability. However, I had no such luxury since each new week would be an unpredictable week full of surprises. Back when I was in the village, I had dreamed of simulating days like this every day. The days when I held the opposite opinion and started to increase recently. This line of thought wasn't good, I felt. Being depressed brought by nothing good. Going back to a village and attending school again was definitely impossible. Therefore, I needed to look forward and spend time constructively. I got up from my bed, and with my light headache spreading round across my face, I opened the computer again. Being able to do something about the tug of war being played on my funds would at least make me feel more relieved. With that in the back of my mind, I received one of the 3 scheduled emails of the day from a securities company. It was a mailing list service that sent information about shady investment trusts and shady investment opportunities. But occasionally interesting things came out of it, so I decided to use it. As always, whilst I was staring at the table of contents, my mouse cursor had already reached the trash bin. However, what caused my hand to twitch and click the touch mouse was not the fact the emails were full of crap, the opposite in fact. Amongst the meaningless junk, there stood out there something that had some value. An invitation to an investment contest. I had heard of contests that invited people who excelled at stock trading, but what was surprising, they invited me. Furthermore, the grand prize was 200,000 moles. My current net worth stood at 70,000 moles, so if I won, I'd increase my funds threefold. However, what drew me in most wasn't that. Within the invitation for this contest was the following set of catchlines. All eyes on Schrödinger Street are on this contest. In addition to a prize money, the winner might have a possibility of getting scouted. The winner last time, Mr. Tony Rudd, was recruited into Platina Smith, and the winner of the first contest, Mr. Jan Suhu, ended up starting his own hedge fund. What lies in store for winner this third time? It was a bunch of cheap words intended to draw attention. But having been attracted, I couldn't reject those words. The prize money was obviously important, but the possibility of being able to get in foot in the door at Schrödinger Street? That single phrase totally blew me away. To work in such a firm, the proper way, I'd have to study but off to get into top tier universities and graduate with top grades with a top of the line major. Furthermore, I wouldn't just be competing with people from the moon. I'd also be competing with a selected few from brilliant immigrants from Earth. Therefore, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. But even briefly looking through my current situation, I could see grim reality in my way. If I could repeat my fantastic dash that I managed to do right after leaving home, this prize could definitely be within my reach. However, right now, it felt like I was in a tunnel with no visible exit. I probably needed to beat some different time methodology from what I've been using up until now. Whilst pondering that, I've copied out the contents of the email and saved it just in case. I wasn't sure how much time had passed by, but I heard sounds signalling Lisa had come back. It had gotten quite dark outside and realised I'd been in my own world picking out stocks with the lights still off. I guess this was really all I could really do, but I think my concentration level wasn't all too bad. My body had made some crackling sounds as I stretched, and I headed for the living room while taking a break. In that instant, I smelled something delicious. My eyes turned unconsciously towards the kitchen. Hagana was in the middle of setting some Chinese food on the table. Whilst wondering about what we had time to cook, I noticed a charged takeout basket under the table. Delivery? Lisa was taking out small serving plates from a cabinet, talking to my question. Leftovers. Well, it's part of the reason why I work there. Well, I don't mind. As someone who constantly paid and ate lunch at Luna Chinese restaurant, I had mixed feelings about this, but I had no qualms about her price and taste. I quickly took my place at the table, but Hagano was still taking out food from a basket, stared unequivocally at me. Why aren't you helping? Because you didn't ask. I lifted my hands up with a shrug to tease her. And she folded her brows. I was grinning smugly at my revenge for all the things she did to me while she delivered a surprise attack. Help out. Normally in these situations, wasn't she just going to swallow those words silently into irritation? At least I expected to be all pissed off, look down and ignore me while she continued on with preparations. It seemed Lisa also had the same thoughts. I guess Agana really was a tough customer. I was thinking about that, I got even more daggers from Agana's eyes. They were saying, I asked you, so get to work now. I shrugged, got up off my chair, and set out the plates and chopsticks I got from Lisa at the table. Lisa stared at her two of us intently. Well then, let's give our thanks for Lord and Mr. Wang from the restaurant. With Lisa's words, dinner commenced. Let's see what we're eating, shall we? They seem to be eating some, looks like spring rolls. Absolutely no idea what they are. Some sweet and sour stir fry type stuff, and rice. Seems nice enough. Basically, the food used plenty of ingredients were on the verge of going bad, but it's pretty much no difference in taste. In fact, it was delicious. We polished off all the items that generally came in combo sets, like twice cooked pork, bell pepper stir fry, and egg rolls. So what did you do all day? Lisa asked us just as Agana used her chopsticks to block me from taking a third shumai from a platter that originally held 6. Oh, that's what it is. Before I could respond to Agana's, don't you know, division? Lisa used her own chopsticks to place a shumai in each of Hagana's plate and mine. Hagano and I both looked back at Lisa, telling her what it was to share. Lisa replied, "We must share what we have," and a smile. Apparently it's written in the Bible or something. I shrugged and popped a shumai in my mouth. Hagano, who was more hesitant, ended up eating hers as well. Well, with that, I answered Lisa's question honestly. I went to Newton City. Oh, for what? To scope the place out for a bank heist. Lisa broke into laughter, treating it as nonsense, but I was surprised that Hagano was totally shocked. Duh, it's a joke. In my reply, Hagano's expression changed from one of surprise to one of irritation, and she looked down. She was, for some reason, a bit dense when it came to certain things. So, the real reason? I like those streets. No, that wasn't a lie. I munched some saltly pickled vegetables and took a drink from my teacup. It's a bit too lively for me. It's that liveliness that brings out my drive. I chomped down on the third egg roll and realised Hagano was staring at me. Oh, only 6 of them to begin with. Lisa noticed this and quickly put one on Hagano's plate. I heard Hagano had only had this kind of appetite when it came to Chinese food. I don't know what you're doing with that drive, but in either case, that's pretty good. I became a little humble with Lisa's smile. I was wondering if she was making fun of me, but she had the usual carefree smile. Well, since I did provide you shelter, I would obviously be happy if you rested and did your best. Oh really? It's kind of pointless if you don't put in the effort yourself. Well, I guess. It's true, this is the moon after all. There's no point in being here if you didn't work hard. If you wanted to cruise along leisurely, you just could have done it on Earth. That's great. This is the moon after all. Lisa even mimicked my voice, causing me to choke on a piece of pork I'd been eating. She was enjoying herself happily, but she was troubled in a different way from Hagana. Oh, then, what about you, Hagana? What did you do today? Perhaps being satisfied with usual teasing, Lisa had to turn to Hagana and asked what she did. I was also keenly interested in her reply. I do wonder what she was doing holed up in a room. She made no sound and occasionally got up to go to the bathroom. Hagana slowly finished a pepper pork stir fry, and she couldn't decide whether it was tasty or not, replied unhurriedly. Oh, same as usual. It was terribly blunt, but Lisa wasn't put off by it. So, you got up, ate your meal, and hung up my laundry to dry. And returned to my room to return my problems. Problems, I thought to myself. The whole time? I went to the bathroom once during the morning and continued work on problems after getting back. So, did you solve them? 8 of them were pretty quick, but 4 of them took relatively longer. I see. That's pretty rare, 4 of them to be that difficult. Difficult? Well, I wouldn't say that, but I think they're excellent problems. Hagana spoke with her eyes closed as if she was pondering things like this again. Lisa broke out into laughter seeing Hagana like this. You really do like him, don't you? Hagana opened her eyes and slowly turned toward Lisa. When a small blush developed on her cheeks. Lisa was beaming on a paralleled smile at Hagana's response. I kind of felt like I was watching a doting parent, but I couldn't say I was understanding of little Lisa's feelings. I was also taken in by Hagana's reply, coupled with a rare show of embarrassment and a slight blush. I couldn't help but feeling a sense of defeat. Then again, she did look pretty decent if she kept quiet. Besides, given that she normally showed me either sour face or face of disdain, I ended up rationalising with no one in particular, and I couldn't help it. So, what are we talking about? Bothered by my internal conflicts, I tried to distract myself by saying something. Besides, I really was curious. Oh, we're talking about math. Math? Don't you mean maths? You don't even know math? Hagana stopped smiling and asked in response, but out what appeared to be surprise instead of belittlement. This was being made fun of. I lowered my voice and replied, "Oh, of course I know. Haven't mentioned it before. Hagana's very good at maths. If it was just maths, she'd be totally able to attend Lunar City University right now. Every year, elite students from all over Earth come to attend Lunar City University. Even I knew how difficult it must be to get into such a place. So, you're working on entrance exams. She already finished those right now. What was it you were working on again?" On page 44 of Lloyd F. Steele's Mathematical Theorems. She replied immediately while drinking a soup. Oh yeah, but you're already 400 pages in. In terms of history of maths, it's still stuff from several 400 years ago in the past. I had no clue what we're talking about. I didn't think Hagana would actually explain it to me and be annoyed if I had to ask. First I turned my gaze towards Lisa. Lisa, being perplexed herself, explained it to me with a little smile. It's a digital copy I borrowed from university of a classic book on maths. It's a bizarre book, but it has collected a ton of mathematical theorems. 5,621 theorems. Hagana stuck in a word while obsessively trying to split a steamed bun in half. We both turned to look at Hagana, then exchanged slight glances with each other. And so she's trying to rederive proofs for all these theorems. Rederive? For example, why the Pythagorean theorem? You try to figure out on your own to try and prove it. In other words, reconstructing the history of maths, built up over a past of several millennia. Wow! Assuming it were true, I have no choice but to say awesome to that. I'd probably even be able to at least half forgive the way to look down on me. In that case, why not just attend my university? My super logical utterance, Lisa and Hagana both looked at me with pity. What? If it was just one subject, I'd totally ace it. Would you give a free pass in, right? It's not like there's age restrictions, right? There are no age limits and tuition can be covered by scholarship, but there is a problem, right? My mum was blank for a bit after Lisa's words, but then she got it. That's right. Hagana's a runaway. But limitations due to parents, legal guardians, etc. only apply until she becomes an adult, right? Life is long, so might as well take it easy in the meantime, right? Lisa smiled at Hagana. Hagana's nod at those words filled it with an aura of earnestness. Seems that people have their own reasons. I shrugged and drank some eggs drop soup. So that's all you did today? What do you mean all we did today? Well, for some reason after I came back. It seems like there's been some developments in how you treat each other. See when my mouth was inches from being spewed out. How was that supposed to be? I kind of feel like something happened between you two that I don't know about. Would you care to fill me in? Oh, this woman sure loves to dig into details, even at the restaurants. This woman? Lisa asked back, full of smiles. However, those two certainly were not smiles of happiness. I thought back to the last time I stepped on this landmine. You sure love to dig into details. Yep, it's kind of like a job to me. Phew. Wait, a job? Never heard of a strange job like that. It's kind of strange to call it a job. My duty? Well, something like that. It's not like something I like doing, you know? She said that, but it had to be a hobby. Besides, she herself wouldn't be saying those words seriously. Wait, I'm getting sidetracked. I don't think really happened. Oh wait, when I got back from Newton City. When I go that far in my sentence, there's a vacuum under a table. That's because I kicked up. If you have to ask me why, because my opponent kicked my shins all might. Ow! What are you doing, bitch? If so, brought my angry yell, most I could muster. Well, Lisa's eyes were open with surprise. I was surprised too. I didn't strike back immediately. Not because I thought Lisa would get angry, but because I had no idea what the hell was going on. Hey, Hagana, what are you doing? Lisa asked a question, but Hagana turned away and stayed silent. Well, is she a kid? That type of behaviour really makes her seem like a stubborn brat. While rubbing my shins, I wondered whether or not she didn't want me to talk about it, so I couldn't figure out exactly what would make her want to avoid that at all costs. Well, so something did happen. Oh well, where was that? I was about to begin, Hagana glared at me. However, Lisa held Hagana back with her arms, and with that, Hagana looked like she was about to cry. I was surprised that Hagana wouldn't be so against my telling the story. It appeared Lisa wasn't so. I could see it from Hagana's expression. With a light sigh, Lisa looked at me with a tired expression. Mr. Toyama came, I guess. Toyama? He didn't come here to collect on a debt. Hagana tried her best to stop Lisa, but once those words came out, the strength left her as if the end of the world had come. He sure did. And you know, I was about to detail a ruckus that happened after I got back to church, but when my eyes met Hagana's, those eyes were filled with supplication. I was more than a little surprised at such a pompous egotist being able to make such a face. Making Toyama fly off the walls hadn't probably happened once or twice before, and I didn't think Lisa would condone such behaviour. My heart wasn't so shriveled and totally raw out staying quiet after seeing such a humble entreaty from Hagana. And did I know what? I took a receipt from my pocket and handed it over to the expectant Lisa. I paid off the interest for you. It's payment back later. Staring for a few seconds at the 200 more receipts she sat on the table, Lisa looked at me with a sigh. So now I owe you one instead. Much better than Baldy, eh? Lisa knows she shouldn't laugh, but couldn't hold back. She then took the receipt. Well, Mr. Toyama also has a hard time, you know. Well, he does look kind of unfortunate. Hey! I shrugged unnaturally at Lisa's remark and worked on the rest of the stir-fry. That's probably a good place to end it, actually. Been a bit longer episode, but a lot actually happened. We're really getting to know Hagana as well. We're getting to know her a lot nicer. So she's a maths genius. But she can't go to university because she's too young. Really, really liking this game. And let me know what you think of the story as well. Well, as ever, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.